On this week's Talking with Topher, I mean, you're getting struck by lightning. That is got to be just, whoo, shocking. I had to. Oh, man. All right. That win I got. I really do think we're gearing up for very, very soft Americans today. And now let's get into episode 182. What is happening, TwT fans? It is so good to be back on this September 28th, 2023, and I'm always so glad to have you all back here with me. I was definitely supposed to have a guest by the end of the month, but you guessed it. This has always been a solo podcast, so unfortunately, life happens. Maybe I could turn it around in October for all of you, but at the end of the day, it's usually just me anyways. That's how this thing started. That's how one day this will end. But I just thank you, everybody, for subscribing, watching, making the podcast bigger, and helping me come back week after week. I greatly appreciate all of you. Of course, if you're new to the podcast, you're just stopping by, checking it out, click that subscribe button, all right? It is what keeps me coming back here week after week. It's free for you to do, so go ahead and click it. Also, if you want to be a guest, yeah, that's right, I'm looking for you. Are you out there? You want to be on? All right, well, that's the one way I'm going to get you on here. So, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's the official email of the podcast. Guest, story, whatever you want. Send it to the official email, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And then, of course, don't forget about the link tree. It's right here at the bottom of the screen, or you can click the link in the description below the video. And, of course, share. You can copy and share it. It's just that easy to share TwT with everybody. Of course, go and click the link and see everything TwT. It's just that easy. Click that link tree. And now with all that out of the way, I do have to say that it has been a really, really good week. Yeah, work's been great. I'm starting to catch on to a lot of the things that I have to do. It has not been easy. It has not been easy for me. And I think not only did I get into it, not knowing my position and all the things I was going through, I now realize that not only do I not know, but I'm also trying to reprogram 30 years of myself. Man, it's hard. It is difficult. And it's going to take some time. I was like, like any position, right? Retail, I understand. You put me in a retail store, you tell me this is the job, this is what you're going to do, this is how it's going to be done. I'm like, done. No real waiting time for me to catch on. This entire process between the serve safe and the multiple locations, never mind getting to know all the employees and all the franchisees, the absentee ones and the ones that are actually in store every day grinding. It's a lot. And then you add in construction, build out, permits, town regulations, health regulations, all the things and the people that you need to get every single piece done in a specific order during construction blows my mind. And then you have to, when you get to the point where it doesn't look like a construction site anymore, then you start piecing it together. And then you have what they call a pecking list, which is all the silly little tiny details that you have to make sure that the store has before it opens. So that animal is something that's going to take me a minute to understand. But I had a really, really good week, and it felt really good to be able to regurgitate that because it's a lot of information that was thrown at me this week. And now I'm getting it, I'm almost a year into this, and I'm actually understanding what's going on, what I need to do, and what this position actually entails, which is a shit ton. It's just a shit ton. It's a lot. It's more than I've ever done in my entire life. So, when you get a position, I've always been stuck in one store. I might have been in charge of multiple people, multiple departments, but I've never done it like this, where it's just everywhere. It's everywhere. I have to travel. I have to go to certain locations. I have to do certain things. Everything was always in one store. It never changed. It was always do this, make sure all this gets done, and then, rally up the troops and make sure it was done correctly, which is pretty easy. Now I can say that compared to what I'm doing. But when there was a problem or something, I was always told, hey, you are supposed to take care of this. So let's just say somebody didn't have something and I had to go get it for them. I would have to go get it for them. I have to correct the issue so that they can continue on doing what they're supposed to be doing correctly. That is the way it has always been for me. Always. Not today. Nope. Now, if something like that happens, I'm actually just supposed to make a bunch of phone calls that make sure that everything goes in order, and then whatever the issue was will be taken care of at the end of those phone calls. And I was like, oh. So when I did something and I was like, yes, one, I had no idea what capicola was 9-10 months ago. And now I know exactly what it is. And I know when you're using the wrong one. So that made me feel really good. So that win I got. But then I was like, oh, I'm going to fix this issue. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to go pick it up. I'm going to bring it to you. And I'm going to look like a hero. And that is incorrect. Wrong answer. You fail. And I was like, oh, no, what happened? What happened? It's all about learning. It's all about learning the new things, learning how to do things without actually doing the action. So, like I was saying, it's just been a completely different world for me. The things that I thought, well, let's put it this way. The things that I know. Only maybe 40% of what I know from my 30 years of retail is actually usable in this position. I'm learning that a lot of the stuff that I did was correct for all of those positions, but is now incorrect for this one. So I have to take more of a step back, which feels weird when you're used to just doing, right? Problem shows up, something's wrong, boom, fix it. Well, that's not technically my position. So, I don't know. But therapy's been going great. I'm having look at the way I'm talking to you right now. I'm understanding this because of therapy, right? I'm capable of talking these scenarios out. I'm capable of getting it off my chest, and then I turn it around and I regurgitate it so it helps me retain it, and so that all of you out there understand that, this isn't easy. It is troubling. It's very frustrating. But it all will work out, right? As long as I keep showing up, I keep showing that I want to learn, I keep showing that I'm going to do better, even though I'm not good with email. I'm not good with this. I'm really bad with paperwork sometimes. I'm really bad at a lot of things. Is what I'm realizing, because these were not things that I needed to exercise on the daily in my retail life. And now it's like, it has to be like my right and left hand now, right? It's got to be there. It's got to be done. It's got to be consistent. And that has been a little difficult for me, because I'm not used to having to report what I did that day. I just go in, I do my shit, and I go home. Why? Because I was always in the same building. But now it can't be that way, because no one's with me. No one knows. And so therefore, I have to put it out there, what I did. So really, really different. And it's just so awesome that therapy is helping me so much right now. And it's been amazing. I'm really enjoying the simple fact that I have somewhere else to dump this shit, Like my therapist told me, most of us go throughout our days, throughout our lives, and nobody listens to us, right? You always feel like nobody's listening. And for 1 hour a week, I have undivided attention about everything that I'm saying. So the car's fixed, my new Security is all installed around the house, and now I'm getting ready to put the roof on. It actually should already be done by the time this comes out, which will be great, because I'm sure editing this episode, I will be listening to nothing but banging above my head, which I don't care. I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to get the roof on. And then my next challenge will be the driveway getting put in, and keeping the tenants from the property that share the driveways with me, with us, off for 2 weeks. So that is going to be a battle for me. I know it is, because they don't like to listen. Yeah, so I'm telling you right now, I want to know out there, how many people share a driveway with another house? Does anybody feel my pain? Because boy, is it ever painful. But we're going to take a quick break so you can hear from my sponsor. This September, in a world that never stops, Slow Down Clothing brings you a breath of fresh air. Go and visit our website, slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. Also, don't forget to put in promo code TOPHER before you check out to save an extra 10% off your entire purchase. The ultimate destination for those seeking a moment of tranquility in the chaos of everyday life. Dive into our collection that embodies the essence of finding calmness and simplicity. Our beautifully designed t-shirts are not just garments, but reminders to pause, reflect, and slow down amid life's hustle and bustle. Rediscover the snapback with its incredible embroidering on the hat and a picture underneath every bill. Elevate your active lifestyle with our premium leggings, blending comfort and performance seamlessly. Move freely and stay refreshed as you prioritize a healthier, balanced living. And for those who seek thrills on wheels, our specialty crafted skateboards are here to remind you that life is about the journey, not just the destination. Slow down and enjoy the ride. Slow Down Clothing helps you celebrate life's simple pleasures. Visit our website, slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. Also, don't forget to put in promo code TOPHER before you check out to get an extra 10% off your entire purchase. And explore a world of tranquility and style. Embrace the joy of slowing down with us. All right, and I'm back. Woo! That was fast, huh? So what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna do some Topher's topics. All right, we gotta keep these things going. The world is slowly falling apart all around us, and I have got so many questions right now. And I think, I don't want to put. I think I found another conspiracy theory. Let's see. So my first one here is obviously the Morocco earthquake. The live updates right now. This is obviously September 9th, 2023. So 21 days is going to pass before you see this. Just to put it in context, there's already over 2,000 dead. I believe it's over 1,300 injured. And this was one of the biggest earthquakes that they've seen in over 100 years. And doesn't that seem to be the ongoing thing here? We haven't seen heat like this in over 100 years. They haven't had earthquakes like this in 100 years. So what's the next foot to drop, right? How about all the tornadoes in Massachusetts? I've lived here for over 40 years in New England. Never heard of tornadoes in Massachusetts. We've had, well, can't say we. I live in New Hampshire. They've had 5 or 7, which is the most I've ever heard of in my life. But here's my little quick conspiracy theory, right? Because everybody likes to talk about how the lasers burned down Hawaii, the DEWs. Well, they also have weapons that can cause earthquakes. And I don't think there might be. I don't know if there's any possible weaponry to create or increase the heat. But if there was, I'm sure everybody would be saying that they're doing it. Now, I don't think that this earthquake was caused by whatever that thing is I'm thinking of that can cause earthquakes. It's some sonar thing. It runs off of vibration. I've talked about it on here before, just can't remember the name of it. But what if this was a test? I get a little worried speaking this way because I don't want anybody to think that I'm making fun of the amount of people that are dead or injured or the horrific thing that has just happened to them. I'm not. But I feel like this is going to happen anyways. So why not either get it started if it hasn't by the 28th, which I'm sure it already did. But I mean, they did it with Hawaii, right? It wasn't even 24 hours after I heard about lasers shooting down on Hawaii, burning it to the ground. Then we find out it's just a power line and the winds just, boom, that was it. It was over. Whole place lit up. Half of the videos out there saying that, why aren't the trees burned down? Those weren't even Hawaii. They were pine trees. It was all debunked. So, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there. It's pretty crazy that we're seeing a lot of this shit over the last 100 years start never happening. Now it's happening. And is this all due to the climate? I think it's possible that it is, but I believe that this is the climate that was supposed to change anyways. I don't believe that listen. I don't believe that all the climate change that's happening today is our fault. Do we have fault in the climate change? Yes. But I also believe with what we're doing and the climate changing in general, maybe that's where it's becoming a little bit more catastrophic. Because now not only is the climate changing like it's supposed to, right? But we have now helped it move along maybe faster than it should have. Like I said, we're not without fault, right? We put all this shit in the air. We pollute our oceans with fucking nuclear waste. humans are extremely destructive. Now, real quick, if we're that destructive, then why will we ever want to go to another planet in case this planet is uninhabitable? We're just going to do the same thing to that planet, right? Send 1 million people to Mars or 1 billion people to Mars, whatever they plan on doing in Mars, same shit's going to happen. And I guess you're going to have Wi-Fi, you're going to have you're going to be able to do everything cuz the satellites are there. So they're saying that, like, if they can put us on Mars, it's going to be like just being like here, but here it's nice, it's green, it's beautiful. And they're talking about how they could turn Mars green and beautiful. And why don't you just do it here and fix the fucking shit that we have, right? I don't know, but this is really sad. And there is a video. I do want to play it because the destruction is, 6.8 magnitude is crazy. All right, so no sound. A real powerful earthquake struck Morocco late Friday night and killed over 1,000 people in the country's strongest earthquake in more than a century. Look at those buildings. They're all clay and stone, though. So, they're going to, I don't know. Do they have construction like us? The U.S. Geological Survey recorded the quake at 6.8 magnitude when it hit at 11:11 p.m. locally, with shaking that lasted several seconds. That's so crazy. Oh, look at them all, just trying to cover up and walk through it. Morocco's King Mohammed IV ordered the armed forces to mobilize air and land assets, specialized search and rescue teams, and a surgical field hospital, according to AP. Ugh. It's so sad, when this stuff happens, all the displaced people. The Moroccan government has not formally asked for assistance, which is required for outside rescue teams to be deployed. Right, like U.S., which Biden has already said we're more than happy to help. So, I don't know about you, but for me, I don't know, man. It just makes me so mad that we can't do shit for our own people. But we got no problem dropping a dime on everybody else. Despite severed diplomatic ties, Algeria has offered to open up its airspace to allow eventual humanitarian aid or medical evacuation flights in and out of neighboring Morocco. Well, that's nice. Look at that fucking building, dude. Oh, it's done. Oh, God. That is so scary.
More than 800 people killed, hundreds more injured in the 6.8 magnitude quake. Now an urgent search and rescue effort is underway. Lama Hassan has the latest for us from London. Lama, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. Well, Moroccans are waking up to unimaginable devastation and heartbreaking scenes this morning. This is one of the most powerful earthquakes to hit Morocco in decades. And it happened at 11 p.m. on Friday night, which means that so many people had no warning. Overnight, a devastating earthquake hitting southern Morocco, killing more than 1,000 people and injuring many others. Dramatic video showing homes completely destroyed, entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble, making roads impassable, preventing rescuers from reaching the hardest hit areas and remote villages. Residents frantically fleeing to safety, forced to sleep outdoors over fears of aftershocks. Now the urgent rescue effort underway as they desperately search for survivors, with reports of families still trapped in buildings. The hospitals overwhelmed and overflowing with the injured. Officials are pleading with people to donate blood. The powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 6.8 striking a remote area high in the Atlas Mountains, around 44 miles away from Marrakesh.
I lived in LA, so like I'm used to earthquakes. I've never been in an earthquake that is a 6.8. It was traumatic. We ran into my daughter's room, and I think that was the part where it was probably the most violent. And we huddled together and just tried to wait out this shaking. Things were falling.
It was even felt more than 200 miles away in Casablanca. This man saying, I heard people screaming. Everyone went out of their houses. The street is full of people and women screaming. Now, President Biden releasing a statement expressing his condolences, saying he is deeply saddened by the loss of life and devastation that was caused by the earthquake, and that they're working hard to ensure all American citizens in Morocco are safe, adding that they are ready to help the country.
Wow. All right. Well, that last video, I didn't even have that in my repertoire or my lineup there, but man, that was wild. Holy shit, dude. I don't even know what I would do, but of course, we're going to help them, right? It's what we do. Don't worry about Hawaii. They're going to get $700. And let's just forget about that now, like we forgot about Puerto Rico. And like we forgot about Iran, and we forgot about Iraq, and we forget about everything that we fuck up, right? We don't want to take care of it. But hey, Ukraine's got over $100 billion now. And yeah, sure. Oh, it's military aid. It's not actual money. There was fucking money there too. Plenty of it. And then they found an extra $4 billion that they were like, oh, we could give this to them too. We just found this. Or maybe it was 6. And now we're going to help Morocco out. It actually would be kind of funny if Biden offered and they're like, you know what, we don't need your help. I think it would be fucking funny. Anyways, so the weather, everything's getting crazy right now. I'm gonna kind of stick with it. Today, a woman was struck by lightning at a Boston beach. Look at the tree. I don't know if you can see the picture, but if you could see the picture, this tree is split in half. I believe the lady was somewhere around here. The lightning struck, hit her. She is in Boston Medical Center. They have not said whether or not she's in bigger trouble or if it's life-threatening. Yeah, that probably would have helped. Yeah, so let's see here. Woman struck by lightning at Boston Beach, police say. So if you could see the tree right here, this thing is like split in half. I think she was somewhere down on the hill or something because that's going towards the beach. It happened Saturday afternoon. That's today, around 3:35 when the storm rolled through. Massachusetts has been getting annihilated with storms lately. Storms, there's over 65,000 people still without power from yesterday. They've had multiple tornadoes. Like, it is going crazy, but this is at the Savin Hill Beach, and they did bring her to Boston Medical. They have not released whether or not her conditions were life-threatening. I hope they're not, but, I mean, you're getting struck by lightning. That is got to be just, whew. Shocking. I had to. Oh, man. All right, here we go. Look, I said this from the get-go. These things were not a good idea. Paper straws, I'm against them. I've been against them. I think they're stupid, right? You're not saving turtles, okay? Plastic straws are fine. Metal straws have actually killed people because they're fucking stupid. Yeah, they've actually fallen with the cup and the metal straw has stabbed them and killed them or severely injured them. I think somebody lost an eye. So, hey, look, go back to the little bendy plastic straws, save everybody's life and everybody's problems, because paper drinking straws may be harmful and may not be better for the environment than plastic versions, researchers warn. Oh, what? Just like electric cars aren't better than gasoline? Oh, tell me another story about how something's good for me and it's not. Oh, how about this? Tell me another story about how something bad for me is good. You, make me so angry. All right? Here's my argument with the electric cars real quick. You guys are fucking up the planet just as much, or now more than us gas guzzlers. That's right. Yes. Your cars are heavier. They're going through more tires. It's more waste, right? Ships coming over, get waterlogged with salt water, destroy every car on the shipper, right? All the cars are trash. Electric cars are not going to save us. Paper straws did not save the turtles, okay? This shit is fucking stupid, and our government is lying to us, and if they really try to implement this electric car thing by 2035, you're going to see some weird shit, man. You're going to see some weird shit. I'm not getting rid of my gas guzzler, I'll tell you that much. So, eco-friendly paper drinking straws contain long-lasting and potentially toxic chemicals. Oh, you mean forever chemicals? Weird. In the first analysis of its kind in Europe, thank you, Europe. I don't know why we don't listen to these motherfuckers more. I'm sorry, I just don't. They're so much smarter than we are about this shit. They're so much more, they're so much better at getting into studies that America deems, we don't need to do this. Just do this because it's going to do this. No, you need to study this shit. All right? And only the second in the world, Belgian researchers tested 39 brands of straws for a group of synthetic chemicals known as poly and perfluoroalkyl substances. PFASs, that's forever chemicals that you're ingesting, that is seeping into your drink, and you're drinking them. I knew this was a fucking problem. They're found in a majority of the straws tested. They were most common in those made from paper and bamboo. Found the study published in Food Additives and Contaminants. PFASs are used to make everyday products from outdoor clothing to nonstick pans, resident to water, heat, and stains. PFASs are used to make everyday products from outdoor clothing to nonstick pans, resistant to water, heat, and stains. However, they are potentially harmful to people, wildlife, and environment. They break down very slowly over time and can persist over thousands of years in the environment, a property that has led to them being known as forever chemicals. That's right. So read the article for yourself, right? Look into this. I'm telling you right now, again, everything that they tell us that's supposed to be good, better, for us, for our environment, lies. It's all lies. It's actually bad. Everything that's bad for us, unhealthy, killing the environment, they tell us is good. Are you not seeing the bigger picture here? We are constantly and always being lied to. And I called this when it happened. I said, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. There's no way that changing our straws is going to be good for us. And I was right. You know, man, it really makes me wish I stuck to my gut with the fucking vaccine, because I never would have gotten both the shots. On October 14th will be 28 months since my second shot of that COVID-19 vaccine by Moderna, which was the highly toxic one. Not as bad as Johnson & Johnson, but it was still on the list of not so user-friendly, I guess. Supposedly 28 months after that, which is coming up in October for me. Supposedly the spike protein that is inside my body, that's supposed to be inside my body, and only in my arm, right? Out of here. I know it's in more places. But after October 14th, I'm going to have a blood panel done. And I'll let you know more. But I'm having a blood panel done to look specifically for that spike protein, to see if it's finally left my body. Because I think they're fucking lying again. I don't think it's true. There is a medication out there that can help you get rid of the spike protein. The spike protein is causing clots. And along with all of that being said, the boosters are even worse for you. This is bullshit. It's all bullshit. The plastic straws are bullshit. Electric cars are bullshit. The COVID-19 vaccines are bullshit. They just keep lying to us. And I'm so done listening to them now. Let's see what we got. All right, we got time. I'm gonna see right now. So I think. Yeah. I think this is so interesting because I have never heard of this in all my years. We never, and I've talked to my parents. I don't have grandparents anymore, so I can't talk to them. But my parents said that they've never heard of such a thing. So maybe with the sun in the middle of changing its axis, right? Showing its hotter side to us, I believe. Us already fucking up the planet, dumping nuclear waste into the Pacific Ocean. Thank you, Japan. And just climate change in general that's going to happen on the regular. Now they're going to cancel school. Canceling school for heat. So schools in Massachusetts have announced closings and early dismissals for students on Friday due to extreme heat. That's in the forecast. Updated list of school closings. Some mass school district closings dismissing students early Thursday due to extreme heat. So Thursday and Friday, last week, we are sending the kids home for heat. I've just never heard of this, you know. And when did 94 degrees become like this thing that's like, oh my God, 94 degrees? It's not like it hasn't been 94 degrees before. I remember when they used to freak out because it was 104 degrees. Not because it was 95 out. 94, 96, 93. Now all of a sudden, we are worried about heat in the 90s. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I was just like, you know, all of this ties in together, right? It all ties in together. We've definitely got something going on here. But when did we start worrying about temperatures in the 90s, which is something that always happens, when in the past we would only worry about temperatures in the hundreds? And I feel like this happens every 10 years. We take something that wasn't an issue and then we make it an issue. But I've gone to school when it's 90 degrees outside. And I've sat in the classroom. And I'm here today. You know, I really do think we're gearing up for very, very soft Americans today. And it's really sad. It's really sad because you have to think about it. Those are the next generation soldiers, policemen, firemen. You can't handle 94 degrees in a classroom. How are you going to run into a burning house? You know? Are you going to run towards or away from gunfire when you're a police officer? And if you're a soldier, do you think they give a fuck about heat? Hell, you'll be doing some of your training in over 100 degrees. They'll put you in the middle of a desert, 120, with full gear on, running up and down sand dunes. They don't give a shit. You got to get it done to survive. So sometimes I think we're a little too soft today. Sometimes I do. I really do. I'm sorry. You should bump your fucking head and figure it out. You know, you should skin your knee and get over it. You know? But that could just be my dad talking too. Could just be my dad talking. Let's see here. All right, so I got a couple more. And this is really fucking becoming an issue for everybody. Why is everybody driving into buildings? So many people driving into buildings today. So this is a Denny's. Nearly 24 people were injured after a vehicle crashed into a Denny's restaurant in Texas, police said. So they don't have the video of it, but the vehicle plowed through the building's wall late Monday morning, according to Rosenberg Police Department. Look at this. 23 people inside the restaurant suffered injuries ranging from minor to serious. I mean, I just don't understand. The driver was not hurt, and an investigation into the cause of the accident is still under. But it's like, what? What is going on? You know, why are there so many people today just driving in the buildings? What's going on? I've seen it over and over and over again. And more over the last, say, 2-3 months? That for some weird reason, all of a sudden now, people don't know the difference between a gas and a brake. You saw the trucker that drove into a house, the kid that crashed into a telephone pole and sent him and his engine block through a house. There's been so many of them that I can't even recall them all. But another one with 23 people being injured this time. A lot of the ones that were happening before, it was only like the individual driving or maybe somebody had a slight injury, but nobody no amount of people at this magnitude reported out of any of those other vehicles driving into a building. But man, what is going on? You know, I think it goes hand in hand with the people running stop signs as well. Let's see here. So, steer clear. Shocking video shows police stop man with bull riding shotgun. I had to see what this was all about because, I mean, what are we talking about here?
New tonight at 10, the video that literally stopped every single member of this newsroom in our tracks. It's hard to believe that this is true.
No bull. What Andrew Pfeiffer is about to show us actually happened in Nebraska today.
Around 10 a.m., the Norfolk Police Division responded to a call of a man driving eastbound on 275 with a Watusi bull in his passenger seat.
The officers received a call reference a car driving into town that had a cow in it. They thought that it was going to be, like a calf, something smaller, something that actually fit inside the vehicle.
And the vehicle was big enough. Well, technically.
As a result, the officer performed a traffic stop and addressed some traffic violations that were occurring with that particular situation.
The occupant of the vehicle was identified as Lee Meyer of Neely. The Watusi bull's name was Howdy Doody. He was immediately pulled over by Norfolk police and they performed a routine traffic stop.
The officer wrote him some warnings. There were some citable issues with that situation.
Oh, you think?
The officer chose to write him a warning and ask him to take the animal back home and to leave the city.
Meyer and Howdy Doody are on their way back home, and no one was hurt.
Oh,
where do you begin on this one?
I don't even know.
We'll tell you this. The bull's owner is known for entering Howdy Doody, appropriately named, in parades in the state.
How do you think that was safe? I mean, can you imagine if you gotten into an accident?
No.
I mean, first, when our producer Kenny first showed me this video,
I mean,
thought
look
it
at the
was like
size
a
of
big
that
stuffed
fucker.
That's what I
animal
thought.
or like a mechanical
Exactly right,
bull
because
or
it wasn't
something, right?
moving.
I mean, that's crazy.
No, there's got to be a better way.
That's not what I expected. That was so much better than what I expected. I don't know. I don't know, everybody. Oh my God. Wow. That one blew my mind. I'm lost for words. I mean, you cut up your car so you can put your cow in it? Your bull, technically? That's a male cow? I mean, that's just insane. They're unchained today. They're off the hook. I don't even know what you say anymore. But man, all I can say is that's some bullshit. Bullshit. All right, everybody. Well, I want to thank you again for checking out the podcast. I want to thank all of you for subscribing, and to all my new subscribers, thank you as well. You're what keeps me coming back week after week. Remember, if you're new or got sent the link tree, click that subscribe button. It's free for you. This is not free to do. So go ahead and be doing that. Help me make this podcast bigger by sharing the link tree. That's right here. Copy it, share it, and if you want more TWT, just click the link tree. It's just that easy, all right? And, of course, if you want to be a guest or you want your opportunity to tell a story, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. It's the official email of the podcast. So go ahead, send your story, or maybe you want to be a guest on this podcast. So I would be grateful to have you on. And I just hope everybody enjoys their Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And as always, I will talk to you later.